going on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook? Maybe if you see this, I don't know if everybody's gonna see this, but I just wanted to get on because I went out of town this weekend, and it's my thing now, I guess, to do lives when I go out of town because I'll be having a little extra time. But what's going on? Thank you. I appreciate that. I am Faith said I'm a big fan. I posted a video earlier, and it was just me at the conference. So I went out of town to go to this advanced medical conference in North Carolina, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's been amazing so far. I'm learning a lot. I'm getting confirmation on a lot of the things that I've been learning and teaching. So that's always good, the good old confirmation bias. But I put this video out showing that, all of the individuals at the conference were, only like one or two people were wearing masks or whatever. And people got upset at me, just a handful of people really. But it got me thinking. I was just wondering why people were getting so upset. Because people were telling me that I was being irresponsible, they were going to unfollow me, and all of these crazy things. And I'm just like, I'm literally at an advanced medical conference, and people are getting mad at me, and I don't understand this. Like, do you all think that I just, come up with all of this stuff that I learned? Like, I just pull it out of thin air? I don't understand how I'm supposed to learn if I don't continue doing what I've been doing. And so I'm just trying to figure out why. I mean, I don't know if any of those individuals are watching. Maybe some of the people that are watching can maybe, help enlighten me. I don't understand why people are so upset or triggered about me going to a conference to learn, to then, digest this information and share it with you all. That's literally what I do. That's what I've always done. Now, I've done a couple videos talking about how, I don't have the same thoughts about the whole social distancing and everything, but I don't force my thoughts or opinions on anybody else. I don't really talk about it on the channel, but then people force their opinions and things on me, trying to threaten me by telling me they're going to, stop following me, and they're trying to guilt me and telling me I'm being irresponsible. So I'm just literally asking for some enlightenment because I don't understand why what I'm doing is making everyone mad. So I wanted to say that, number one, the conference is for those who want to be there. No one is forcing anyone to be there. Most of us traveled very far to get here, and there was a lot of entities at work that were trying to cancel the conference. The thing that I didn't understand is the only people that are there are people that want to be there. No one's being forced to be there. And we're in North Carolina, so the state is open to 50% capacity per the government. And churches are allowed to assemble, and also health or wellness conferences and assemblies are allowed to happen. So I don't understand why people are getting mad at me. And the other thing that I'm really confused about is I literally teach wellness of the body, mind, spirit, physical. And the whole point of this, I feel like people are missing it. The whole point of this is so that we don't have to worry about getting sick. That's the whole point of it. So maybe you can see how confused. I don't understand what the problem is. I'm showing you with my actions that I'm not all talk, that I practice what I preach, that I'm really out here, I'm not fake. I say that if you fast and you eat well, you will be healthy. You don't have to worry about getting sick. And I'm living that. And I don't understand why people are mad at me for that. You know, this is not a game. This isn't something I do for fun. You know, this isn't, I'm not, like, I take this all very seriously. And I also take the demonstrations very seriously. And they're not designed to trigger people. They're designed to show you that what I'm doing and what I'm saying, I'm living, and it's like it's real. So for example, when it's flu season, okay, the flu is a virus, people. That's what they tell us. The flu is a virus. I'm not saying that the flu is the same as what's going on now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a virus. I'm saying that they tell you that the flu is passed the same way that they're saying that this virus is being passed. Okay? And so if I'm telling you that you can fast and build your immune system, you can eat well, you can hydrate, and you don't have to worry about the flu, then why would I double back and be worried about any other kind of virus? What's the point of doing all of this if you can't get your immune system to a point where you don't have to worry about every virus? If I got to worry about special viruses and new viruses, what's the point? There's always some new virus popping up. You know, as a matter of fact, the flu changes every year. So if my thing is this, if I'm not worried about the ever-changing flu every year, then why am I worried about any other virus? And my thing is, I'm literally just showing you all that. Why are you getting mad that I'm showing you that I practice what I preach? And like, this is for real. Like, this is something that, you know, there's a lot of people out there that will say things with their mouth and they won't back it up with any action. And it was ridiculous what we had to go through to attend this conference. Up until the last moment, everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, the government was like, yeah, we opened up the city to 50% capacity. Yeah, churches are allowed to assemble, but you guys can't assemble. It doesn't make sense. A virus doesn't know if you believe in God, if you worship the devil. It doesn't know if you're a vegan. It doesn't know if you eat meat. A virus is a virus, supposedly. So unless somebody knows something I don't know. So if it's okay for churches to assemble and it's okay for people to go to restaurants at 50% capacity, why is it a problem for us to be at a medical conference? You know? So I just wanted to, because they're not really interacting with me in the chat, so I really can't get anything. It's just people getting triggered and telling me that they're gonna unfollow, which I don't mind. I never did any of this for like followers and like that kind of attention. I find it interesting that as long as you're doing what someone agrees with, it's fine. Like, if you agree with fasting, that's fine. Chris is the man, yeah. But what about the people who don't agree with fasting, right? Do I stop talking about fasting because there's people out there that think I'm going to kill myself? And I've had people tell me, you're very irresponsible. You have a large following and you're teaching people to starve themselves. I've had people tell me that. And yet I continue to teach about fasting because that's my belief. I believe that fasting is good for the body. It's a holistic practice that helps you in more ways than you could possibly imagine. And I have seen the benefit personally, and I'm going to continue to do that. So I wouldn't stop teaching fasting because someone tells me I'm going to unfollow you because you're teaching people to fast and I think that's unsafe. I'm not going to stop teaching fasting because someone tells me that. So I'm not going to stop expressing my freedom to assemble or, showing that I practice what I preach because someone threatens to unfollow me. There's no point. If you don't like something that I say or do, I'm not a dictator. I don't control anybody. Like, you could just literally, there's a button to unfollow. You don't need to leave a post. Now, if you want to have a dialogue, I'm here. I'm not combative. Like, I just want to understand where you're coming from because I don't get it. You know, I never proclaim to be perfect or know it all or whatever. I genuinely don't understand. I feel like maybe these individuals are following me for the wrong reasons. I don't know. But I named the group A Healthy Alternative. My brand is A Healthy Alternative. It's not the fasting group. It's not I love water. It's not, hey, check out my best keto diet. Or, like, it's called A Healthy Alternative. And I named it that way because I felt like that was all encompassing. It's a lifestyle. We talk about diet. We talk about ways to build the immune system. We talk about the mental ramifications of negative thinking. We talk about, medications and health and beauty products and like what you your water, everything. So this is no different. And I did a video maybe 2 weeks ago or so talking about the caution that I wanted to put out for everybody as far as wearing these masks. And people got mad at me in the comment section saying that I was fear mongering, and I was fear mongering and perpetuating the misinformation that the mainstream media is putting out. Then I had people on the other side of the track telling me that I was irresponsible by telling people not to wear the mask. And I'm like, I'm not saying either of those things. I'm just telling you all from a wellness perspective, the masks cut off, they restrict oxygen, the flow of oxygen, and they put your body in a constant state of stress, which breaks down your immune system. I'm just making people aware of these things. I'm not making this stuff up. Like, when I was in construction, we had to be tested to wear respirators for these reasons. I'm just sharing the information that I got through my journey. And people were mad at me on both sides of the field. I'm just like, neither one of you even listening to what I'm saying. This is crazy. People are telling me I'm being irresponsible because I don't wear a mask. I never wear a mask. I've never worn a mask. I don't breathe well in those masks. And so I'm not going to wear them when I don't need to. When I'm in an attic working, I wear a mask. There's dust and debris, and that's what they're for. They're nuisance masks. That's what they're for. They are not designed to stop viruses. And I said in my video, I understand that a lot of this is crowd control. They want to give people an option to make them feel better. But the reality is that those masks do not stop viruses. This is not me saying this. Like, I'm telling you, but these are the researchers that are saying this. The viruses are too small to be stopped by the pores in the mask. And so I don't understand the point of wearing the masks. This is just from a logical standpoint. I understand that the government is saying wear the masks, but I don't just do something because the government tells me to. And I feel like you all would know that because I teach fasting, and the government and the powers that be, they don't promote fasting. They don't even allow research into fasting. So you all know my demeanor because I don't just go along with what the government says. I feel like you all would know that if you followed me for any period of time. So, I don't like divisiveness at all on any level. Like I said, I'm willing to have a conversation, but at the end of the day, I don't understand why. It's just a small group of people. I'm not upset. I literally don't get it. And I was hoping that maybe I could get some clarity, but people say things and then that's it. So that's pretty much it. But I'm having a blast at this conference, y'all. Like, I'm learning so much. And I'm finding some new individuals that I'm interested in researching. There's some therapies and things that I'm interested in learning more about. The first day has been crazy because, like I said, they were trying to turn us all away at the door. They wouldn't let people into the hotel. even though, once again, like I said, the state is open to 50% capacity. So, yeah. And, people who wanted to wear a mask, they had a mask on. There was maybe like 2 or 3 people that had masks on that were in the conference, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with anyone else wearing a mask. If you feel like that's going to make you safer, do that. I'm not telling people. I'm just saying, like, be careful about wearing them all day long. That was literally the only thing I ever said. I don't wear it because it constricts my airflow, and I can tell, like, I can feel it, and it makes me feel stressed. So that's pretty much it. I did finish the first draft of my book, so that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I'm on schedule. My goal is to get it released by this summer. We'll see. But I did want to let you all know, somehow the Sunday video got uploaded today. I do my best to schedule it. I'm traveling right now, and so I wasn't able to stay on it. So the Sunday video is out, so y'all can watch it a day early if you want to. Let's see. Madeline said, what did people say specifically? They said that I had a large following, and that I was being irresponsible, and that they were going to unfollow me. Another person said that they were highly disappointed in me for being rebellious, and this is not the time to do this type of thing, that I should respect those who have died from COVID. And then there was a few other comments, and then of course there were people who liked those comments and didn't say anything. And I'm just like, I don't understand how me going to a advanced medical conference is disrespecting anyone who passed away. I don't understand that. I really just don't. Maybe it's going over my head, but I feel like they are adding elements to this that don't exist. Okay, someone said the problem with no one wearing a mask is no one knows who's sick, even if they aren't sick, sick looking. I live in New York. I think everyone should wear masks. Okay, so where I am right now, everyone has made the conscious decision that we are not going to wear the masks. Okay, so my thing is this. If you have your mask on and I don't have my mask on, and you're wearing your mask to protect you from the virus because you believe that that's going to protect you from the virus, then why are you mad at me for not wearing a mask? That's my thing. If you want to wear the mask, that's fine. I'm not going to, talk stuff about you. I'm not like, wear the mask. That's fine. I don't like seeing it, especially with elderly people or, people who, may have other ailments that cause them to be stressed, because I understand that when you deprive the body of oxygen, it breaks down the immune system. But I just do my best to inform, but I'm not going to try and impose, on anyone. So if you've got the mask on and I don't, we're both good. We're both doing what we want to do. I'm no more of a threat to you than anyone else. Because if you believe that the mask is going to, give you some type of protective barrier against the virus, then only one person needs to be wearing it. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, my belief is that the mask does not give you a protective barrier because the virus is too small to be caught in the pores of a mask, a nuisance mask. So because that's my belief, instead of wearing the mask just cause, I would rather not, so that it doesn't restrict my airflow. I don't know if you all are wearing these masks. It's very constricting. And when you take it off, it's like you finally can breathe. They made me wear a mask on the flight here, and it was really challenging for me. Like, I couldn't breathe well. And I don't like that. Yeah, someone said people are fickle. Yeah, I know people are fickle. I'm not. I know maybe, I don't know how this comes off to you all. I'm not upset or I'm not stressed out. I'm literally just trying to open a dialogue because I don't know how many people feel that way and aren't expressing themselves. So I figured this might be a good opportunity for you all to really get to interact and maybe get more information and understand why I do what I do. And then maybe that would help you to understand, and maybe you wouldn't get mad and unfollow me. Because it's like, you know, I'm just putting information out there to help people. Nothing that I do is designed to hurt people. There's no malice intent. I'm not a rebel without a cause. That's not my thing. So, someone said I live in New York, but the truth is the masks do not really help people at all. The best thing for a virus is building your immune system. Yeah, and that is my point. And that's the thing. That's the part that's frustrating about this. Being in my position and kind of looking from the outside looking in, the government and the media is not talking about building your immune system at all. Does anybody find that to be curious? Like, all the powers that be, no one is talking about building the immune system. That should trigger you. That should say, man, something's fishy here. The immune system is literally the body's natural defense against foreign entities. It's what the body has as a protective barrier, and it's the best thing we could do. No one's talking about that. Like I mentioned in my video, when it comes to like masks and gloves and sanitary, stations, these things are what are referred to in the construction industry as PPE, personal protection equipment. And the point of PPE is to be your last barrier of defense if everything else goes wrong. Okay? So in this example, you don't want to depend on your PPE. You actually don't ever want to have to use your PPE. The goal is to have barrier 1 and barrier 2 handle the problem before you even have to get to the PPE. Barrier 1 in this situation where we're talking about a virus is your body's natural immune system. That's the number one thing. And if that is not on the table for discussion, there is a problem. So here I am at this conference looking to learn, get more insight so that I can disseminate this information to you all so that you can feel more confident. I'm out here. I get the opportunity to interact and learn from PhDs and doctors and, other practitioners who, have a different perspective, different training. I mean, it's really an amazing opportunity. And I'm so excited. It's really, really eye-opening. And so with all of that being said, I don't get it, but nothing is stopping the virus, and I'm saying this having had someone in my household who has survived COVID. Yeah. You've never heard me say that I don't think that people aren't getting ill. That's never come out of my mouth. As a matter of fact, the entire reason why I created a healthy alternative is because people get ill at an alarming rate. I believe that we are designed to be happy and healthy and not have to worry about all these sicknesses. So I feel like we got to get to the core of the problem, right? So it's not that I don't think that people are getting sick. I just want people to be aware of the fact that, the protection that they think is protection is not, and it could actually in turn make you more susceptible. That's it. Now, you could listen to that and you could say Chris is crazy and he don't know what he's talking about, or you could do more research if you're not familiar. You have two options there. You know what I mean? Yeah, someone said, what happened before when there was no one wearing masks? The flu is still around and people got sick, and yet people do not wear masks during flu seasons. And the interesting thing about it is, in other countries, people wear masks when they get sick. They wear masks when they get sick in order to kind of keep the ailment from passing on to other people. No one wears masks in order to protect themselves from other people. You wear a mask to protect other people from you. So when a doctor is wearing a surgical mask, he's wearing that mask to make sure that the area that he's working on stays sterile, and so that he does not contaminate the area. He's not wearing the mask because the person on the bed can make him sick. So even our thinking about these masks is kind of in reverse. And, that's because the government has put that out there in that manner, okay? And I understand that people don't know that, but my thing is just research and understand, and don't get mad and triggered. Listen, we know that the government tells us things that are not correct. We know that science tells us things that are not correct. Those who are old enough to remember when Big Tobacco was promoting smoking cigarettes, and they even had doctors saying that cigarettes were good for you. Forget the fact that, people were trying to prove that they were bad. Not only were they saying that they were saying the cigarettes were bad, they were saying that wasn't true, but they were saying that cigarettes were actually good for you. And they had science to back that up. How do you have science to back that up? Because if you have the money and you control the studies, you can manipulate the data any way you want. And so now we look at that in hindsight, we say, oh, that's ridiculous. Everybody knows that cigarettes, causes disease and whatever. But the people then at the time didn't know. Some people did, but a lot of people were confused. They didn't know. And the government didn't do anything about it. You think the government didn't know? So my thing is, why do we have all this faith in the government when the government has a history of being deceptive? So no, I don't listen to just what the government tells me. I use my own brain, and I think about my own experiences, and I monitor my own senses. My senses tell me when I put a mask on, it restricts my airflow. I don't feel good. It makes me feel nervous. It makes me feel anxious. I feel stressed. That's how it makes me feel. And then as I do the research and I understand that the masks, in order to protect against something like a virus, you have to wear a full face mask, and you have to have special cartridges that are designed to filter that particular size molecule out. And so no one's walking around with those on. So these other things are just because the government says it, and that's really all it is. But that's really all I had to say, you all. I appreciate those who, tuned in, listened, and interacted. I just literally want to put that out there so that, you all understood where I was coming from. Those who want to unfollow, that's fine. I'm not gonna change anything I do or say to keep